Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Monkey Slayer assignments. Now, if you're watching this guide, you're here for one of two reasons. Either you're aiming for 99 Slayer and want the best method to dealing with this Slayer monster, or you're already 99 Slayer, aiming for 120 and wanting the best method to capture this monster's soul for your Slayer codex. Whatever reason you're here, this is the guide for you. Now, in this guide we'll be going through the following: the requirements to be assigned this monster as a task, which Slayer master assigns them and how many, best locations for the most effective kills, strategies and weaknesses of the monster, recommended equipment from highest to lowest, tips and tricks to obtain the soul for your codex or dungeon, social Slayer and its rewards, key drops to collect including handy items to help with this. Now, if you've already obtained 99 Slayer but haven't started the Sunken Pyramid Slayer Codex sort of activity, make sure you click the annotation in the video to view that before watching this one. You'll also find a link in the description below. Now, you can choose to watch a certain part of this guide if you wish, or you can just simply to play through the whole video. If you go in the description, there's links to each individual part and the time to skip to that section. Now, for this Slayer assignment, I'm going to show you, I say two different versions, but there's going to be a few different versions really for you here, but predominantly it'll be a low level and high level option depending on your preferences, and you can go with which one most suits you. So for the low level Monkey Slayer assignment, so this will be fighting against the standard Karamjan monkeys that you can find scattered around Karamja. So they're pretty self-explanatory. You'll find them scattered around the islands. They need no Slayer level or Slayer item in order to kill. They are level 8, they have 300 life points, they do a max hit of 24, which is a melee style attack, and they're predominantly weak to magic, particularly earth spells. However, it can differ a little bit depending on whereabouts the island you're fighting them, but obviously pretty easy monkey. Now, what I will talk you through is the higher level alternatives available to you. Now, all of these can be found on the island of Ape Atoll and requires you to complete the Monkey Madness quest in order to access, and I would recommend you've completed that quest before you go and seek these ones out as Slayer assignments. So you've got 3 different things you can go after. You have got the Monkey Guards, the Monkey Archers and the Zombie Monkeys. So the Monkey Guards don't require any Slayer item or level in order to fight them. They are level 89 and have 3,200 life points, so obviously a lot stronger than a standard Karamjan monkey. They have 256 max hit, which is a melee style attack. However, they are weak to magic spells and again earth spells, very much like the Karamjan monkey. Now for the Monkey Archer, these ones again no Slayer level or item required to kill them. They are level 79, they have 2,850 life points, they have a max hit of 228 if using range and 171 if using melee, so they can switch between the two depending on if you're fighting them up close or far away. And now the Monkey Archers are weak to melee style attacks, particularly slash type weapons. And for the Monkey Zombies, again no Slayer level or item required to kill them. They are level 72, they have 2,600 life points and they have a max hit of 208, which is a melee style attack. Again, these ones are weak to magic spells, however they are weak to the air element instead of the earth compared to that of the Monkey Guard. So obviously all those 3 high level versions of the monkeys can be found in Ape Atoll around the same area, and I'll talk about that a bit later on, but it's up to you if you want to seek them out as an alternative for your Monkey Slayer assignment. So as for Slayer Masters, the only Slayer Master to assign monkeys as a task is Churail. Also, Churail can be found southeast of the Tavali Lodestone, and you can see the little Slayer icon on the mini-map. Now, if you completed the Wild Gothic Sleeps quest, Churail will be replaced by Spira, but they both have the same effect. So there's no actual sort of Slayer level required or combat level required to be able to use Churail as a task. And Churail will assign anything between 15 to 50 monkeys per task. So as for best locations, I'm pretty much just going to show you the main locations where you can find the different monkeys, both the low level and the high level versions. There's no real best location because they're quite limited where you can find them. So for the Karamja monkeys, I found the best location to find them in a close proximity of each other is near the actual Karamja volcano itself, where you would access the Tazar city, and you'll find about 7 or 8 monkeys scattered around the island. So it will involve moving around a fair bit to get to each of them. However, they do respawn quite quickly. Now for the high level version, so obviously Ape Atoll is where you will find them, and you want to ideally use the Ape Atoll spell in order to get here. I believe this requires the Recipe of Disaster freeing King Aruigi in order to use, and you also need obviously the relevant level runes and banana to teleport to Ape Atoll. And once you're on Ape Atoll, you want to head to where the sort of fortress is. Now I would advise that you have a monkey Gree in order to get to the location first, otherwise you're going to get absolutely ambushed. So once here, you'll find the monkey archers scattered around outside, and they're normally standing on top of a pedestal. If you run up to them, you will be able to hit them in melee range, and then they can switch to sort of melee and range style attacks. For the monkey guards, you'll find them in the main temple themselves. Now the handy thing is there's a prayer altar here, so you can use that to your advantage. And as for the zombie monkeys, you'll find them in the trapdoor in the temple. You will probably need to kill a few monkey guards in order to get to the trapdoor, as they can block it off. But again, depending on what particular high level monkey you want to go after will be where you want to go. If I was to give my personal recommendation, I would probably say stick to the monkey guards in the actual temple themselves, as there's quite a few of them in a close proximity of each other, and it makes being able to fight them a bit easier. However, just obviously be careful that you're not overrun by the amount of them in this area. So in terms of strategies using their weaknesses, so obviously the handy thing about the low level and high level mostly being weak to magic is you're able to fight them at a long range, and the Karamja monkeys pretty much drop barely anything, so you haven't really got a need to go right up to them. So on the Karamja Island, you can obviously keep running around and keep an eye on the mini-map for yellow dots. 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a Karamja monkey, and as soon as you spot one, you can hit them with your magic spell, which will pretty much one-hit kill them. And then the same again for the high level version. So with the monkey guards being in a close proximity of each other, you can make use of your multiple hitting abilities. As you're in a multi-combat area, all the guards are going to be trying to get to you regardless, so you might as well make the use of the chain spell, the dragon breath and the tsunami spells, all ones that will enable you to hit multiple monkey guards in one go, which will also speed up your Slayer assignment, but also lessen the damage you're going to get taken from them, as you're able to hit ones that can't necessarily reach you. Now in terms of getting the Slayer's Soul, now the likelihood of getting a Slayer's Soul is affected by a few factors. So every kill has a chance of trapping the Slayer's Soul. Now this is affected by your base Slayer level compared to the creature's required Slayer level to kill. So obviously the higher Slayer level you are, the more chance you have of capturing that Slayer monster's soul. So if a Slayer monster only requires level 1 Slayer to fight them, therefore no Slayer requirement, the higher Slayer level you are, you're going to find capturing it quite easy, where if a Slayer monster has a Slayer level of 99, that monster is going to have a lot less chance of dropping the soul in comparison. Now also, being assigned a particular Slayer monster as an assignment will double the chance of obtaining the soul compared to fighting one unassigned, so it is worthwhile trying to get assigned one as a task if you're purposely going after a particular Slayer monster's soul. Now also being level 120 Slayer further doubles your chance of obtaining a Slayer monster's soul. Just obviously make sure you've got your Ujabdi with you in your inventory so you're able to capture the monster's soul successfully. Now as for recommended equipment, as they are weak to magic based attacks primarily, the low level and high level versions, the recommended weapons and armor will be that of the mage category or magic category. So what I would normally do in my guides is show a low level, medium level and high level recommended setup, and obviously depending on your level and sort of in-game wealth will depend on what you go for. Now like I said, these are only recommendations, so feel free to tweak these as you see fit, and obviously you all have your own personal personal preferences on what you like to use, but I would strongly stick to going for a magic sort of setup if you're going to fight the high level monkey guards on a patrol, just because that is their weakness. It's going to make dispatching of them a lot easier. And obviously if you guys have got any suggestions or little tips in terms of equipment, or you can put that in the comment section below. So I wanted to quickly talk about Social Slayer for those of you who don't know what that is. So Social Slayer is basically just like a normal Slayer assignment, however you can do it with a friend. So obviously I've been doing that myself with my good friend Thomas, aka Rune Movies, aka Mario Sonic, as we're both going about to obtain all the souls for our Slayer dungeon. Now how you go about doing this is with either your Slayer gem, or if you have a Slayer helmet, if you right click that item you can choose the option co-op options, and then you can invite your friend to join a Slayer party with you. Do note though that once you're in a Slayer party, if you sort of go too far apart from each other or one of you logs out, you will exit the Slayer party and will have to rejoin, so just do take note of that. But basically you'll then, if one of you asks for a Slayer assignment from your respective Slayer master, you'll both share that assignment between the two of you, which is quite handy because some of you will be able to influence what assignments you get. Now obviously the only disadvantage is obviously there'll be less kills between the two of you. So for example, if Chirel assigns you 50, best case scenario is you'll have 25 each. But obviously the perks of it is that you'll complete the assignment quicker, which will mean you'll get more Slayer assignment points, but you'll also collect what's known as Slayer co-op points, which can be used for additional rewards. Now being in a co-op party doesn't affect the chance of getting a soul, so you're not going to be at a disadvantage of doing it. So if you and a friend are both trying to obtain all of your 151 souls, I would recommend doing this as it makes it a little bit more fun. And the rewards you can get from the co-op points are quite good. You have the ability to use food on your partner, you can both share the same protective equipment, there's all different varieties of things you can use, so it is definitely recommended if you're up for that sort of thing. Now, in terms of key drops to collect, now unfortunately this is probably the first Slayer video I've done where the drops from all of the monkeys, whether you fight the low level or high levels, are basically jack shit. They will all drop bones, and funnily enough the Karamjan monkey is the only one that will drop actually something a bit more decent for you, so they have the chance of dropping the Spirit Emerald, Sapphire or Rubies, which are obviously used with summoning, but apart from that, that is pretty much all they drop. All the high level monkeys will drop just bones, and none of them can be sold on the Grand Exchange because obviously these are the ones that you'd use to construct monkey Grigories, like you would have done in the Monkey Madness quest. So the only difference here we'll be talking about will be the XP rewards. So if you kill the low level Karamjan monkey, you'll be given 7 Slayer experience per kill. If you fight against the other ones, so the monkey guards will give you 85 Slayer experience per kill, the monkey archers will give you 61 Slayer experience per kill, and the zombie monkeys will give you 47.4. so like I said, I would really go for the monkey guards if you're going to go for the high level sort of Slayer version of the monster, just because obviously both of them give you nothing in terms of drops, and obviously the XP for the monkey guards is obviously the highest. However, naturally there's more requirements and a bit more aggro to reach them, so it may well be worth your while sticking to the low level ones. However, that choice is completely up to you. So there we are, that's my guide on the Monkey Slayer assignments. Now, I know not many of you will be watching this guide due to monkeys being quite a low level Slayer assignment, however, I do wish to complete a guide for every single possible Slayer assignment, and obviously those of you who are just starting off may find it worthwhile to watch. So myself and Thomas will be planning to make a guide on every single one of the Slayer monsters that can be assigned as a task, and also every monster that can have its soul obtained, as we're both trying to go for 151 in our codex. So obviously there will be a lot higher level Slayer monsters and higher level guides to come as we start get going, but we're just beginning with the low level ones. But if you are looking for more guides, just keep an eye out on my Slayer playlist, which these videos are added to, and more will be coming out as the coming weeks go by. But thank you very much for watching today. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks everyone, and happy slaying.